Hi guys, how you doing? It's
Hi,
Nova.
it's Esme.
Today we're gonna be rattling your brain with some fun and very weird fun facts. Some not really weird, but some quite weird. And you're gonna listen to them,
You will listen.
unfortunately. Oh,
You
well,
will
that's
do as you're told. You will sit there and you will listen.
I don't know what to say anymore.
Mom,
I'm
I'm
shocked.
scared. Come pick me up. No, Nova is the king of fun facts. He loves to just drop them on you randomly. So we decided why not put his knowledge to use and share it with the unsuspecting public.
I just give it all in one big podcast. Just here is all of Nova's fun facts. I mean, there are other
The
ones
thing
in
is,
here.
it's
They're
not
not, they're
even
all
all.
just me. They're not all just me.
This isn't even all the fun facts of Nova, though. Like, this is the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, it very much is the tip of the iceberg. But then the reason for that is because you ask me to give you a fun fact. I'm a struggle. I will think of fun facts during conversations and just go from there. But you ask me to think of a fun fact and I struggle. So there's been a course of like a week of me thinking of fun facts to just add into this podcast.
I've had random messages throughout the week of just random fun facts in my DMs, just so it's like, save this for later, to save this for later, to save this for later.
Each time I actually told you that they were part of the fun facts,
Yeah.
though, otherwise you'd have been like, what the fuck are you on about?
To be fair, I think at this point, if you message me just a random fun fact to be like, Nova's Novering again. Just, it doesn't
I love how
surprise me
that's a
anymore.
thing.
Just Nova's Novering again. Great, cool.
Oh dear.
Should we get started then?
Yeah, should we get started on some of my fun facts? Get my fun facts out of the way, and then we can move on to like everybody else's.
That sounds like a plan. Oh, silence my phone. I'm sorry.
um, so probably one of my biggest fun facts that I like to say and like I like to tell people a lot of the time. Um, a lot of people have probably already heard this from me. But if you're a new listener, then you probably might not have heard this one. But it's my fact about left-handed people. And my fun fact about left-handed people is that even if you are a left-handed person, or you know a left-handed person, and they don't have a twin brother or sister, they once did have a twin brother or sister. They did once have a twin within the womb. Um, the reason for this is usually when the egg splits and you get a left and a right egg, the right egg is typically stronger than the left egg. And that's because of the way that it splits. The right egg is larger than the left egg. And like I said, typically the right egg is usually the stronger one. However, sometimes the right egg can die and the left egg is left. Pun intended. When the left egg is born, they usually, actually, no, not even usually, they are always a left handed person. And that is why you always have a left handed twin and a right handed twin. When it's an egg that has split, you'll always have a left handed twin and a right handed twin. So, left handed people out there, if you do not have a twin, you did have a twin at one point in time. You were just the bigger and stronger twin and survived. It's kind of morbid in a way.
It's
It's
slightly
kind of morbid in a
morbid.
way, but
Survival of the
it's one of
fittest.
them weird. It's
um,
one of them weird and fun facts.
but if you also know
And-
someone or you are a twin, and this is specific to identical twins as well, because obviously the egg split.
Yeah.
And you are both right-handed, that will be due to the environment of growing, the environmental factors of watching your twin and learning with your twin. So you will have
Yes.
seen them instinctively go to pick up things with their right hand, and you will have done the same.
Hmm.
Which is why you don't
Yeah.
often see two twins that are right and left-handed, you often see them both either right or left-handed, just based on the fact that you've grown up together and you tend to copy each other's actions.
There can sometimes be two eggs, which then you would have either left-handed or right-handed, depending on if that egg splits. Majority of the time, it is usually two right-handed babies.
So also, if you're a twin and you're now questioning whether you're actually right-handed or not, you're welcome.
We gave you an existential crisis.
Am I
Maybe
left-handed?
you're ambidextrous. Maybe that's the reason why.
Yeah.
There you go. So next fact is a little less morbid. It's going back to the food thing. So
Yay.
my fun fact that I actually learned this in work. We were having discussions on like fun facts, and I got given this fun fact that if you were to get a, say for example, a packet of Walker's crisps, or if you're in the US, Lay's, if you look at the expiration date, I bet you the expiration date is a Saturday. I'm gonna give you a moment. Pause if you need to go and get yourself a packet of crisps and find out if the date is actually on a Saturday. But the reason why is because typically most manufacturers, in this regards of crisps, the beginning of the week is a Sunday. Because technically, actually, the beginning of the week is actually a Sunday. It's not Monday; it's a Sunday. And production begins on a Sunday and ends on a Saturday to make it easier to calculate best by dates or sell by dates, or it's usually expiration dates this refers to. You will find that the expiration date will be on a Saturday because that is the end of the manufacturing period. And it falls under consumption as well. Typically, people will eat things on a Friday night. It's like an after work, end of the week kind of treat. And typically, that would be the highest date of consumption. So,
Yeah. Since Nova told me, I've been staring at every packet of crisps I come across and checking the date, and have not been able to prove him wrong yet. I will find that
I,
one packet of crisps that expires on a Tuesday. Just you watch. I will find it.
I, I remember telling you this actually.
Yeah.
We were in the car. I told you, and I was like, "Do you have a packet of crisps by any chance?" And you were like, "Yeah." I was like, "I bet you 5 of the expiration date is a Saturday." You picked them up, you checked it, and you were like, "How the fuck?"
Are you a wizard?
I just looked into my crystal ball.
Do you know what? I'll tell you what. If anyone listening can find me a packet of crisps that expires on any day that isn't a Saturday, I will buy them off you just to have them as a monument in my home.
To prove me wrong.
Just to say I found the one packet of crisps that doesn't expire on a Saturday.
Now, it isn't every manufacturer of crisps. It's typically the bigger manufacturers like Walker's, Lay's, McCoy's, that sort of that the bigger manufacturers of crisps.
I'm gonna find the walkers
You
that
can
expire
you
on
can
Tuesday.
be on your mission to find that one packet of crisps if you really need to. If it's really going to give you that level of just satisfaction.
When I find it, I tell you what, I'm putting a pedestal, getting stage lights, glass case, laser show for it.
Top tier security
Yeah,
system.
no one's
I'm gonna have to
taking.
Mission Impossible that shit to get that.
Oh.
The next fact that I have is, I mean, it's kind of fun.
It's
I mean, it's still
interesting.
considered. It's interesting, yes, definitely. It is. I think it's things that people don't really think about. And it's these. so it's technically two that I've got here. Fall under the same sort of category of fact, and it's about the hashtag and the and symbol. Now, both of these actually have a name. Hashtag isn't the actual name for a hashtag, and the and sign isn't called an and sign. So the hashtag is actually named an octothorpe, and it was actually given the name of hashtag in the later generations, so our current to previous generations. And the reason for this was to make it more visually appealing and easier to say, because hashtag is arguably a lot easier to say than octothorpe.
Octothorpe.
Similar on the and sign as well, whereas the and sign is actually called an ampersand.
So I knew the ampersand one. I did know that.
Yeah,
Never
yeah,
heard of an octothorpe, and now I hear it.
yeah.
It feels like a vocal stem, just octothorpe. Octothorpe.
Octothorpe.
I like it. Just
Yeah,
octo.
it's one of those things. A lot of symbols do actually have names that that people don't even think about. Like there is even a symbol out there for people who with a lisp. There is a symbol that identifies the sound that a lisp would make.
Oh my god. I'm not gonna lie, I just counted the points on the hashtag and it's 8, and I'm like, this makes so much
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
I literally just
That's
looked
why
at
it's
my
called an
keyboard.
octothorpe.
I literally just looked at my keyboard and was like, wait, it doesn't have 8 points. It does. It has 8
It
points.
does. Yeah, that's why it's called an
I did just
octothorpe
count.
because there are 8 points.
Just was pointing at the lines and the edges of my fancy hashtag. And I'm like, Octothorpe,
Your
Brain
octothorpe.
Noise
There you
FM
go.
on every social. Octothorpe Brain Noise FM. I'm bringing it back.
But you see,
Everyone's
but
gonna
you
think I'm
see now
crazy.
why the name has been
Oh
changed
yeah,
because
100%.
you say Octothorpe Brain Noise FM, it's not as
Catchy.
catchy, it's not as punchy as hashtag Brain Noise FM.
Yeah, it's definitely some form of marketing strategy there. I like it.
It is, yeah, it is, and like I said, it was only really brought into more recent generations, and that's because obviously we're using things like this a lot more, and they're becoming more seen in social medias, and it's a lot easier and a lot more punchy, a lot catchier for it to be called a hashtag than an octothorpe.
I'm never gonna look at it the same way again now. Thank you.
You're welcome. uh, Another one I have going back onto the food. This one is actually about foam banana sweets. Does anyone know foam banana sweets?
The
I know
bananas and
they're
shrimps.
typically, yeah, bananas and shrimps. They're typically
Yeah.
an English thing, actually. Having American friends and like going over to America, not a lot of Americans know what foam banana sweets are. Um, good old Bassett's foam bananas.
Yeah, they're an
Can't beat them.
experience. If
Can't
you
beat them.
haven't tried them, and if that you're American or anything, you haven't tried foam banana sweets, especially bananas and shrimps, I
Yes,
would recommend it 100%.
they're so good. They are so good. But the fun fact about them is that the flavor of the banana sweet that you get is actually an extinct banana. So the banana that we have currently is not the same flavor of banana that the foam sweets are.
That's sad. I like the foam banana.
I like the foam banana sweets as well, and it's actually a very sweet dessert banana.
Mm,
So back in the times when that banana was actually around, they would have that as a dessert banana. So typically, a banana split would be used. Would the banana that the banana foam banana sweets like the same flavor, that banana would typically be used as a like banana split banana, whereas the other bananas were used in a in like a fruit salad or typical consumption of fruit,
that
as
makes
it was
sense.
it was
It's like you have
more savory banana.
different apples.
Yes, yeah, like the cooking apples and the sweet
You have cooking
apples.
apples and sweet apples. You got dessert apples.
Yep, yep. Yeah, so similar aspect, but unfortunately the banana became extinct.
Poor banana.
Yeah.
R.I.P. banana.
In the arms of the angel.
Keeping with the food, actually, I'm going to switch up the order of these. I'm going to keep with the
Ugh.
food for a second. Um, so a lot of people will already know that lemons are actually a man-made fruit. I'm not saying everyone will know. I'm not, you know, testing your knowledge here. But if you did not know, lemons are actually a man-made fruit. Um, they were actually created from a sweet orange and a citron, and that's what made the lemon. But also, what a lot of people don't know is that your standard orange, so I'm not talking like your clementine or anything like that, I'm talking standard orange, is also a man made fruit. It is not naturally occurring. And the two fruits that were actually combined to create the orange were a pomelo and a mandarin.
So my orange is a genetic mutation.
Yes.
I don't feel safe around food anymore.
Yeah, so not only were lemons man made, so were oranges. So when they say, when life gives you lemons, they're lying.
Yep, life didn't give us lemons.
Life didn't give us lemons. We
No.
gave us lemons.
Yep. All our problems are our own.
Oh, and to top it off, my last of the many facts that I know that I've actually thought of to write down in here, is to do with hot and cold water.
Yeah, I read this message and went, what the fuck does that even mean? I'm gonna let Never explain, and
So,
I'm questioning again.
so I didn't actually give Esme any indication as to what this fact was about. I just gave them the fact of hot and cold water sound different.
The fuck
Now,
does
if you know this
that
fact
mean?
already, no, if you know this fact already, well done. Like, round of applause to you. Very well done, because it's a very fun fact, a very scientific fact. Um, so everyone understands the whole, for example, if you heat metal, the atoms in the metal, molecules and all that sort of stuff will just vibrate, and that's typically how things heat up, is the vibration through the metal, and it vibrates all the way through until it is all hot. It's the same with water. So, vibration, heat, and typically with that vibration, it gives off a higher pitch sound. So grab a mug, grab a glass, whatever it is that you need to grab. Pour cold water into it, listen to the sound, then pour boiling hot water into it, listen to the sound. The hot water will be at a higher pitch than cold water.
Damn. We're gonna have to do some
I know a
science
lot of people.
experiments.
I know a lot of people are going to be testing that out now, and the reason that I thought this was like actually a really fun fact to tell people was it came to me, I think, whilst I was at work, and I was talking to someone, and I just started pouring the kettle into one of the cups. I was making some cups of tea and coffee for other people, and I just started pouring whilst I was talking to someone, forgetting that I had actually poured the kettle, that I had boiled the kettle, sorry, and just started pouring. I then looked at this person and went, "That kettle's not boiled." Put it back, flicked the kettle on. They looked at me and they said, "How do you know? You haven't even looked down." And I said, "I can hear it."
It's a fucking weird ass Superman Powers right there. Just Nova is secretly Aquaman. We've discovered. Fun fact, Nova is Aquaman.
It creeped them out a bit because then they looked at the water and like it was their cup actually. It was their cup, so they were able to just like put their fingers in it and they were like, "It's cold." And I'm like, "Yeah, I told you I haven't boiled the kettle, but I'd completely forgotten that I hadn't boiled the kettle." And just listen to the sound of the water.
Yeah, if you did that to me without even looking, I would be signing you up for a lovely hotel with padded walls that gives you a jacket that you can hug yourself with. I really would.
It's true. It's true. Honestly, everybody that is listening, please, 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 please test it. I want you to listen to the different sounds that it makes. Hot water pours at a higher pitch than cold water.
Well, everyone, you came for fun facts. You're leaving with homework.
You're leaving with experiments.
Well, thank you, Nova, for your lovely bunch of fun facts there. I also
You're
am a
welcome.
fan of fun facts. However, most of my fun facts pertain to media, like singers, TV shows, movies, things like that. However, I do have some that aren't media related, so I'm going to do those first, because sticking with the food, and sticking with lemons specifically. People will put lemons in the drink, and they'll float on top, typically. You put a lime in your drink, the lime will not float. Limes sink, whereas lemons don't. Those fun
Now
facts.
you're talking water. So putting them in water there.
Mm.
Because typically you usually get like a lemon wedge or like a lime wedge in a carbonated drink. Now the carbonation of that drink will actually
Obviously-
lift the fruit. So
Yeah.
we're talking water there.
Yeah, obviously because of different liquid densities. Yeah, but if you put a lemon in your water and you put a lime in your water, the lime will sink to the bottom and the lemon will float on top. So while you're pouring your hot and cold water, make sure you drop a lemon and a lime in there so you can see that I'm right.
But also, to add on to that fun fact, this is where you lose me now, because every fun fact I'm going to have a fun fact on top of that.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
If the lemon was to sink and the lime was to float, they've gone off.
Yep.
They are bad.
Mhm.
If they do the
You're-
opposite of what they're supposed to do,
Yeah.
they've gone off.
Not a bad apple.
So if
it's
your
a bad
lime,
lemon.
if your lime, if
Your
your lime
lime.
floats and your lemon sinks, you got a bad lemon and a bad lime.
Don't eat either. You're not a bad apple. You're a bad lime. But it's the same with when you go bobbing for apples. If anybody ever asks you to go bobbing for pears, they hate you because pears do not float.
Yep, pears sink, and if they float and they tell you to go bobbing for pears, you're eating a bad pear.
Either that or they want you to bob right at the bottom and they don't like you.
You know what? I never even thought about it that way.
Yeah, never trust someone who tells you to go bobbing for pears. They are not your friend.
You know what? I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that. Oh, someone I don't like. I don't know. Someone says something to me. I'll be like, "Go bobbing for pears." And they'll be like, "No, don't you mean go bobbing for apples?" I mean, no.
I said what I said.
Go bobbing for pears.
Did I fucking
I said what I
stutter?
said.
Alright, my next fun fact is the average person, and we're not including Nova in this, the average person will typically blink 14 to 17 times per minute. Right. Now Nova doesn't because Nova's weird. But now that I've pointed out how many times per minute you blink, your body is now on manual mode and you no longer remember how to blink. You're welcome. The same with when someone tells you how to breathe, you instantly forget how to breathe. And even me talking about it, now I'm on manual mode. I don't know how to breathe anymore, so I know you guys don't either.
In through your nose, out through your mouth.
And you've just been breathed on by Nova.
You are.
For free. I hope you treasure it. It won't be happening again. To buy Nova Breath, go to this website here. There is no website. I'm kidding. We're not selling
NovaBreath.com.
We're not selling Gamer Boy Breath on the internet, I promise.
Terms and conditions apply.
Sound effects not included. Oh, no, we're not selling Game Boy breath on the internet, I promise. But yeah,
Although-
no. I know times are tough.
That must be hard, man. Feels bad, man.
But yeah, the average person will typically blink 14 to 17 times per minute, and that is the unconscious blinking that your eye does to protect your eyeballs. Yeah, the bet you didn't know that. I mean, you probably did, but now on to where my talents shine. Thank you very much. My media facts. The lead singer of Queen, Freddie Mercury, beautiful human being, has a very distinct smile. Everyone knows his smile. It's a gorgeous smile. The reason he has such a distinct smile is he was born when his adult teeth came in. He has 4 extra teeth in his upper jaw, which gave him that very distinct smile that he has.
It's a very iconic smile.
It's a very iconic smile, but the reason is he was born with 4 extra upper teeth. And that man capitalized on it, and I respect him for it.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That was one fact I didn't know.
I got over. Now, some of my favorite fun facts are TV and movies, and specifically when bloopers make it into final cuts. All right. So a lot of people know this one, and I know a lot of people know this one, but in Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, there is the famous line of, "I've got a jar of dirt, I've got a jar of dirt, and guess what's inside it?" That line, Johnny Depp completely made up on the spot, and that's why every single other actor around him is looking at him like he's crazy, because that wasn't part of the script. They didn't know how to react. But everyone else's reaction to it was so perfect that they kept it in.
I love that. I genuinely love that because hasn't Johnny Depp done that a few times as well, where he's like,
Yeah, he will make
said
things up.
something or he's done something and
Yeah.
it's been so good that it's ended up in the movie.
Yeah, that is how you know an actor is like in that specific style of more of the comedic style, because obviously you have very serious acting, people who do very serious acting and things like that. But with a comedic style, if you can ad-lib something, if you can add in just an extra little line and just go with the vibe of the scene, and this little improv thing makes it into the final cut, that's got to be like the greatest feeling of knowing you are funny.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Another one that was very comedic, and everyone's reaction to it was, this one is more TV, and it's from the show Friends. And there is a scene where Joey gets a job at the museum that Ross works at as a tour guide. And he walks in and he's wearing a blue blazer. And Chandler, obviously always liking to mock Joey and all of his friends really, turns around and he says, the line was that Donald Trump wants his blue blazer back. Now, dear Matthew Perry messed up the line and said he wants his blue blazer black. And everyone's reaction around him to that was so perfect and so in character that they didn't want to take it out. So obviously, you've got everyone going, but you said he wanted his blue blazer black. Why would he want his blue blazer black? You messed up. You're stupid. But it was so in character that they decided to keep it in. And I love that.
That's funny. That's
Yeah.
funny. You got to think as well, blue blazer back is actually a tongue twister. So
Yeah.
for him to say just blue blazer black,
Yeah.
I could understand it.
Yeah.
But for their reaction to be like that as well,
Yeah.
it just makes it better.
Yeah, 100%. And that's how a lot of like things that weren't originally in the script get put into film and TV, is because of the other actor's ability to react to it appropriately.
That's just the sign of a good actor for me.
Yeah. You got to be able to improv.
Mm.
So in A series of unfortunate events obviously follows. If you don't know the story, you should. Jim Carrey plays the very eccentric uncle, and takes in these poor orphan children. And the uncle is an actor, bad one, but he's an actor.
Yeah, I mean, you got to
And
start somewhere.
yeah, he is talking to the three children, and the young lad says, well, Jim Carrey turns to them and says, as part of the line, why do you all look so sad? And young boy says, our parents just died. And Jim Carrey reacts as the character, and then he just turns around and just goes, no, wait, I can do that better. Give me the line again. And reacts to it. That was actually Jim Carrey asking for the line again to redo it, as a genuine wanting to do a retake. But it worked so well that because he was still in character when he asked it, that it worked so well with the character as well, of that he would be that dramatic. He would be like, no, I can do this again. Give me the line again. I'm going to react it. I'm going to make it bigger, just as the character. That he would act like that in every given situation.
I've heard that about Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Actually, he will stay in character throughout the whole period of time of filming, and whether that's on set or offset, he will stay in character for the
Yeah.
period of time. But obviously, him asking for that line worked so well with that character
Yeah,
itself.
100%. He's so committed to his parts, and his energy is so big. It is amazing. And a lot of the Grinch facial features and faces he pulls are very iconic, and they're very in the eyebrows. But if you actually watch, Jim Carrey can pull those faces, just his face. A lot of people always assume it's part of the makeup, and it's not. It is his expressiveness in his face.
That confuses me that he can actually make those faces,
Oh,
because
yeah,
those faces are so eccentric.
Yeah, so you know the very stylistic Dr. Seuss curled up smile from
Yeah.
from the original drawings. He can pull that exact face. It is terrifyingly beautiful.
I was going to say that sounds terrifying.
It is terrifying, but when you think of like how much like his facial expressions are so amazing, that even though he has all this makeup on, that is the result of his face.
He didn't even need the makeup.
But yeah, just he's an amazing actor, but he stays in character so long, and he's so dedicated.
I love that.
Another improv line that eventually got kept in is actually from Jaws, which when Nova read it, because I didn't put any context to which lines which movies these are from, thought it was from a different movie, which was actually inspired from the line from Jaws, and it's when he turns around and goes, "You're gonna need a bigger boat." Completely made up on the spot, and I love it. I love it so much when improv lines are so good that they get kept in. Yeah, that's all my, let's say, my knowledge tends to lie in media. That's where my knowledge likes to lie. Nova's lies anywhere the fuck it wants.
Majority of the time they're quite scientific.
Yes.
Majority of the time they're quite scientific, but
Yeah, 100%.
I just love a fun fact.
You do love a
I
fun
won't
fact.
lie, I love a fun fact.
Yeah. Well, we actually did reach out to you guys in the community, and we asked, do you guys have any fun facts for us? And a lot of these I actually didn't know before now. Actually, I don't think there is any that I have written down that I actually knew before today. Well, before finding them out.
There was one or two that I did know, but you guys have surprised us with the fun facts. I will admit, like a lot of the fun facts I didn't know. There are a few that I did, but you guys did good. You
Yeah.
did good.
So we picked out some of our favorites, and we're going to share them with you. My favorite one to find out was, there is obviously the tire company for Michelin tires, and if you own a restaurant, you can gain Michelin stars. They are both made by the same company. The Michelin stars for restaurants was a device created by the tire company to say, hey, this restaurant has this many Michelin stars. It is so worthwhile the travel. You should come and buy our tires to drive there. And it actually increased tire sales because it signifies how good a restaurant is to show how worthwhile it is driving to it to eat their food.
That's very good promotional.
It is very good because it
scheme there.
worked. Because people would then be like, "Oh, this restaurant has 2 Michelin stars, but it's cross country. Well, I'm gonna drive over there." And obviously the tires way down. They're like, right, well, Michelin are the leading brand. We're gonna go and get Michelin tires. They've recommended this restaurant, and if the food is, you go there and the food's worthwhile, you're gonna trust Michelin opinion. You're gonna want to buy their
Yeah.
tires.
It's very good marketing.
It is very good
I like that.
marketing.
It's very, very good marketing.
Yeah. I know
Another one
that-
of the fun facts, which
yeah.
I really enjoyed.
I knew you
liked this one.
would.
It again is the whole scientific thing though. So there is no such thing as a straight line. I mean, I did know this, but I still love it anyway. There is no such thing as a straight line. Zoom into it.
Zoom.
I want people to just draw a straight line now.
Draw a straight line.
Just zoom into it. You'll spot an error. There is no such thing as a straight line. Zoom and zoom and zoom, and you will find something.
The next bunch of facts. We've got 3 of different animals that glow in UV, and I didn't even know animals did glow in UV. So this one surprised me.
I knew about some of them. I knew that some animals do glow in UVM, but then that's mainly because I've been to zoos and they've spoken about it, and they have areas with these glowing. Are they an insect?
No, I don't think they. I don't.
No, they're not an insect.
So we're talking about scorpions. For context, we're talking about scorpions. Scorpions glow green with UV lighting, but they're not an insect. I don't know what they're classed as. Never is googling.
I am. I should know this, and I don't know why I don't.
Please hold.
They are a form of arachnid. Thank you.
That was
There you go.
elevator music, but it turned into countdown music. That was meant to be elevator music, and it became countdown. My brain confused the two.
Scorpions are arachnids.
Yeah.
I did know that, but I don't know why. Why
You know
I
when
thought they were
when
insects
you
for a
know
moment.
something, but like it's right there, you just can't access it. It's that kind
Yeah.
of thing. But yes, they grow green. Blue
They
blades are
glow
black.
green.
Blue blades are black. They
Blue blades are black.
glow green under UV. And the next 2, I wouldn't have guessed. I probably could have guessed that one. That one isn't surprising to me. The next 2 shocked me. And I'm gonna let Nova tell you though.
I understand why you're telling me. You're getting me to know. So this one's about the platypus.
A platypus?
They act. Don't make me do it, because I will.
Sorry, carry on.
Platypus actually grow. You're getting me saying it now.
Blue blades are black.
They glow. Blue blades are black. They glow teal under UV light.
Yeah, I had no idea about that. That one actually did shock me.
The other animal that does actually glow under UV light is a squirrel. It's specifically the eastern fox squirrel, which is a gliding squirrel or a flying squirrel, depending on how you want to say it. But they glow pink under UV light, and they are the only animal that glows a different color. So the green and the teal for the platypus and the scorpion, obviously sometimes they can mix green into teal, slightly more on the green, slightly more on the blue. But the squirrel is the only animal that glows a completely different color, and it glows pink.
See, now I'm just
Even its
imagining.
skeleton glows pink.
See, now I'm just imagining a room with all these animals in, and it's just gonna be a fucking rave.
I mean, hey, that'd be a good party.
Or would be
Actually, no, it wouldn't. Scorpions.
okay. Well, I don't want to exclude the scorpions. That sounds mean, but I'm gonna be holding a platypus and a squirrel like a glow stick, just like. Please do not
I'm fully
use.
imagining. I'm fully imagining Perry the Platypus at a rave now.
Yeah. Okay. Please do not use animals as glow sticks. Don't do it. Please don't go around shining UV lights onto animals now that we've pointed this out just to see if they glow. However, Perry the Platypus rave. Word's gonna fail me now. Perry the Platypus rave. I like the sound of that.
That'd be a fun rave.
Yeah. I think we need to contact our artist and get an emote made for Nova's Twitch channel, which if you're not following, you should. Nova_Nox TTV. Yeah. And get so we're gonna get that made, and if you come to the Twitch channel from this, and you see it, you'll know why. You'll be part of the exclusive club. Yeah.
I'll make a follower emote so that everyone can use it.
Yeah.
Another fact that we got was actually to do with a fossilized dinosaur poo.
Yes. Staple in every home.
This is specifically the largest fossilized dinosaur poo. It was discovered over 30 centimeters long and over 2 liters in volume. Now, it was believed to be a T-Rex turd, I believe. The fossilized poo is also named a coprolite. And it's currently helping scientists to understand what dinosaurs ate.
Yes, the scientific poo. I joke. A lot of science does use, a lot of animal science does use animal poo to understand animals' health a lot better, actually.
Yeah, a lot
It's
of
very useful.
a lot of animals' health is measured by its poo.
Mm-hmm. And then they also can discover what animals eat, again from their waste. So it is interesting that we have a giant dino poo helping us understand the dinos.
I like that they're still using the poo method.
Yes. I probably wouldn't coin it the poo method.
Oh, I would.
There you go. Nova's patented poo method.
Hey, it's a trusted method, okay?
So the last fact from you guys is actually about a famous horror film character. Jason, I want to say his name's Voorhees. I think that's how you pronounce it. If I read it, I can't word it. From Friday the 13th. There is a life-size statue of him chained to the bottom of a lake in Minnesota.
I didn't know this, and when I did find this out, it creeped me out a little bit. I want to search and see if there are any pictures of it, but I also don't at the same time.
I want to go visit it. I want to see it. I want to go to Minnesota.
Is it something that you can see?
I don't know. Actually, I'm gonna. Excuse me while I Google. It's submerged in the former Louise Mine Pit. Sorry, dyslexia. Now known as Louise Mine Lake, at a depth of 120 feet.
That's deep.
Yeah, you have to scuba dive down to be able to see it.
Wow.
Oh, this is interesting.
This is going to be Esme's deep dive now.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
I'm just going to quickly share my screen with you so you can see.
Oh God, that's terrifying.
It is terrifying. I don't imagine the water would be nearly clean enough to be able to see it from the surface, though.
Not at that deep.
No.
That's creepy as hell.
Mhm.
Even behind the mask, it's got eyes. That is.
Yeah. I will put an image on the screen for you guys so you can see what we are looking at. But yeah, there is an actual life-size statue of him chained to the bottom of a lake in Minnesota.
I'm not going to sleep tonight.
Well, just be thankful you don't live in Minnesota.
I'm very thankful.
I want to go to. Okay, I'm gonna plan a trip. We're going to Minnesota. I wanna see if we can actually scuba dive down there. I wanna get.
You'll be doing it alone.
Yeah, well, you'd be panicking when I don't come off after half an hour.
Nah, you'll be fine.
What it'll be is I'll be trying to like take it from the bottom, and just coming back up like never. It will literally.
I'll be a cloud of dust. I will be a silhouette of the Nova that you know, and I'll already be gone.
It'll be a case of you being like, literally, Mike was asking, put that thing back where it came from, also help me.
Yes. Yes.
Be like a child showing you my new favorite rock, but instead it's just a giant statue that I took from the bottom of the water.
You can't keep that as a pet rock.
Says who?
Me, and I'm sure many other people in Minnesota that are missing their statue / pet rock.
Yeah, no, we're gonna have to plan a trip to Minnesota now. And you can stand 100 yards away while I'm just diving to the bottom of the lake.
I'll stay at home that day. That's fine. I'll have a chill day. I'll put my feet up. It'll be fine.
You'll be staying in the Airbnb on the other side of Minnesota.
Yeah. In fact, no, I'll be at home.
It's a whole different country.
Safely in the UK.
Whole different continent away from me trying to clear this statue.
So what have we learned today?
A whole lot of nonsense, really.
Basically, yeah. I mean,
The squirrels are a rave.
Squirrels are a rave, and so are platypuses or platypi. Platypus.
Platypussies? No.
No, definitely not.
Not that one.
Platypi. I'm going to go with platypi because I like that. It might not be correct, but I like it, so therefore it is for me. We've learned a lot of random facts. Basically,
Yes.
They're good conversation starters. They're great to add into
Oh yeah,
add into
100%.
conversation. You know,
especially
the
the packet of crisps.
The packet of crisps.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You down your local pub, you get free drink.
You get a free drink, or you'll win a bet in the office or something like that. And if you do, I want a cut, 25%.
Mm.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, go down your local pub, find a person you think is attractive. Like, I bet you buy a packet of crisps. I bet you a drink. You get a packet of crisps. Expiration day is on a Saturday, and then you've got a drink with an attractive person. Pickup line right there.
Yeah, we're giving you the goods here for free.
Yeah, maybe we should start a dating advice service.
Absolutely not.
Pickup lines, cheesy edition.
Cheesy edition.
I just want to give a big shout out to all the community members who gave suggestions. Obviously, there were a lot. We didn't pick up all of them today. We may end up doing a repeat in the future. May come back with some more interesting facts for you once we've gathered some, and may use the rest of them. Who knows? But the ones we did use today, I want to thank Vix, Dice, Daddy, Fabs, Apollo, and Panda for your collection of facts. We actually, me and Nova learned something today.
We did
From you guys, and I appreciate it.
But we just want to give you guys a massive thank you for just listening to us ramble about fun facts.
Yeah.
But if you did enjoy, please leave a comment. like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Follow us on TikTok as well. Massive thank you for listening to us ramble on again.
Yeah, and if you ever head over to Nova Streams, again, Nova_Nox TTV, and you see the raving Perry the Platypus emote, you're gonna know. You'll be one of the knowers.
You'll be in the know.
But we don't tell anyone. It's our secret, right? Between us and you, we can trust you, right? To keep this knowledge.
Good.
Yeah. But I think that's everything from us today. Yeah, we love your faces. Thanks for listening.
Thank you again.
Yeah.
Love you guys, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Ah!
I need to download the thingies.
Oh, well, do that then. I've got to close my door.
Okay.
I might actually need a monster energy. I'll be back. Hang on.
Ah.
Get a drink.
Okay. About it.
I think I'm going to replace the iced coffee on the desk with a can of Monster.
You should. It is you, after all.
Yeah. Try to be fancy. Nah, I'm just get my Monster.
How is a monster a fancy?
Monster a fancy.
Your monster a fancy?
It is recording. There is sound. There is definitely sound. Ah, da, 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 da. No. I don't know. Some bitch. Da, 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 da.
I don't even know how to start. How do I start?
Well, you say hi. That's usually the first word that happens in a conversation.
Conversation.
We're
What are
going to
those?
turn this conversation into a converse sensation.
I don't wear Converse. I wear Vans.
There are tears. There are literal tears.